What's up, ladies and gentlemen? So, it's been a little while since I've done a top 10, leaving Wiggy to do them for the, I don't know, like the last 2 months or so. And I figured it's probably best I get back into doing my own as well. With that in mind, we have been playing a good amount of anime MMORPGs recently, and it left me wondering, what are the best anime MMORPGs to me? Like, not Wiggy, but me, personally. Therefore, I have decided to do my own personal best anime MMORPGs to play right now in 2017 list. It will very likely vary to Wiggy's, as we do in fact have different tastes, but hopefully you can find an anime MMORPG you are looking for. Also, real quick, if you enjoy the video and want to remain updated with future videos like this or gameplay videos of MMORPGs listed in this video, do not forget to subscribe. Now then. Recently, we began to realize that there are quite a few Pokemon MMORPGs out there, and we've played several of them so far. All of them thus far have been great fun, but Pokemon Revolution Online has definitely caught my attention. It is by far the most difficult out of all the Pokemon MMORPGs, but with a team giving more powerful skills to gym leaders, powering up their Pokemon, and making grinding levels much more difficult. Nevertheless, that adds to the charm and enjoyment Pokemon Revolution Online brings. Fighting trainers, catching Pokemon, leveling, learning new skills, and evolving your Pokemon to achieve things you thought unachievable prior are literally the key parts of any Pokemon game. And this game does it justice, requiring all of the above and more thanks to the difficulty increase. Although admittedly, Pokemon Revolution Online doesn't have all current 700? Is it 700 already? This makes me feel real old being a Gen 1er here. Pokemon, but it does have a large enough selection. There are other good alternatives to Pokemon Revolution Online, however, if you find it too difficult, but I mean, none that I feel really do the game justice. Mabinogi is very slow, very long, and at times very confusing. To new players, that is, not to players that actually take the time to get to learn the game. See, Mabinogi isn't really your traditional MMORPG like the vast majority, instead being more of a social fantasy life MMO. You know, giving you the ability to do whatever you want in the game completely outside traditional combat and leveling. Yes, in theory this may seem awkward, but in reality it is what sets the game apart from the majority of other MMOs out there. Where many MMORPGs have you continue on a linear path throughout the game, ultimately following the same route as every other MMO, Mabinogi gives you the freedom to just live your fantasy life however you want. Sure, this is a slightly confusing way of phrasing it, but it really makes all the more sense as you get into the game and witness it firsthand. The sheer amount of social features Mabinogi has is just incredible. I mean, it is one of the only MMORPGs on the market that gives you the ability to play the game how you actually want to. So both Wiggy and I have neglected to refer to Blade & Soul as an anime MMORPG in the past, and we have gotten non-stop flack for it. So henceforth, we'll be including Blade & Soul into our anime MMORPG lists. Although, if we did, naturally it would probably be near the top, as Blade & Soul is one of the most perfected anime MMORPGs on the market. It has some of the greatest action combat, some of the best graphics, and is probably still one of the most populated free-to-play MMORPGs available right now. We've included Blade & Soul in a lot of our top 10s because the game is truly an enjoyable experience. Unlike most MMORPGs out there, Blade & Soul has an emphasis on the overall story of the game, even if it doesn't wow you. Engaging yourself in the story of an MMO, playing through it while enjoying it, and immersing yourself in its world are some of the most important aspects of an MMO. The fact that Blade & Soul captures so many of these is a testament to how good of an MMO it is, even despite its flaws. Now, if you're interested in playing Blade & Soul, I actually did a video on whether or not it was worth playing currently in 2017 that you can find in the description area below. Easily one of the best anime MMORPGs right now. Unfortunately, Phantasy Star Online 2 has never been released internationally outside of Japan due to licensing issues. Or greed. I don't really know. Either way, it's a huge game over in Japan, and has quite a substantial Western player base given that the game itself is completely in Japanese. Why? Because of fan translation projects. They've translated a large portion of the game into English, and have thus made it possible to experience the vast majority of the core game in English as well. PSO 2 is a sci-fi action MMORPG, which is kind of unusual, as there really aren't many sci-fi MMORPG, let alone literally any that are popular. Nevertheless, with PSO2's fast, engaging action combat, its incredibly cute, highly effective anime-inspired graphical style, and ridiculous amount of collabs it gets, it's honestly no doubt that it is one of the most popular and polished. I know for a fact that we've mentioned this a few times, and that is only because Soul Worker has some of the most entertaining action combat in an MMORPG. It is incredibly fast, it is incredibly responsive, and it looks amazing. Soul Worker is one of the most anime-looking MMORPGs out there currently, I guess you could say. So, if you're in the market for a visually stunning anime MMORPG, this is definitely the one for you. Not only is its combat top tier, not only does it have an actual functional storyline to follow, not only does it look like you're playing an anime with its amazing graphics, but it's also heavily voice acted in Japanese. Yes, to fully complete the anime experience, you get to witness the game with a full Japanese dub. And there is a ton of voice acting, all of which sounds great. The only unfortunate thing is the fact that Soul Worker is only available in Japanese as well. However, like PSO2, there is an English translation patch for it done by fans of the game that translates quite a bit of the game and you need to play it. Although, not as extensive as the English patch for PSO2, it definitely makes it easy to get into and further enjoy Soul Worker in English to a degree. Okay, so it's been a little while since we played Onigiri, but it is definitely one of the few action anime MMORPG out there worth playing. Not only does Onigiri have some fast, fun action combat, but it looks just like the anime it's based off of. One of the features I enjoy most about Onigiri is the fact that it offers a unique partner system, like a partner system not normally found in most MMORPGs. When traveling throughout the game, you gain the option to have a special partner with you that serves, in essence, as a secondary party member. As your relationship grows with your partner's power and your partner's abilities grow as well. Unfortunately for you guys, though, these partners are unable to go beyond just being friends. But don't let that stop you from showering them with gifts to win them over. The Onigiri MMORPG actually looks like it came right out of the anime, and that is pretty damn amazing. It truly looks and feels like it is an anime-inspired video game, unlike most of the other games here that just have anime visuals. Like Blade and Soul, people were grilling both Wiggy and I for not listing TERA as an anime-inspired MMORPG. So, once again, henceforth, TERA will be listed as an anime MMORPG from us. Also, like Blade and Soul, TERA is one of the few action MMORPGs that are of this high quality, probably due to it being a pay-to-play MMORPG at launch. People often argue which has the better combat system, Blade and Soul or TERA, but each of them is kind of different in their own way. TERA's combat is very fast, very responsive, and has some fantastic combos you can utilize. It also seems to be true action combat, which is something I'm fond of. To add on to that, its graphical style is very, very anime inspired. It is truly eye candy for people interested in anime MMOs. Now, if you're actually interested in playing TERA, Wiggy did do a video on whether or not it was worth playing in 2017 that you can also, like the Blade and Soul video, find out in the description area below. Probably the only game of its genre in this list. Closers, unfortunately, is yet to release in the West yet, but it does, unlike many other Asian MMORPGs, have an actual confirmed Western release date. When it releases in the West is another story, however, until then we can safely play on either the official servers or a fan-translated private server. Closers is actually quite an impressive game, having some of the best action combat in an MMORPG of this genre, and its graphics are absolutely top tier. If you've ever had the opportunity to play through Closers, then you'll know what I mean. It's absolutely gorgeous, the combat is fantastic, but unfortunately a lot of the zones are similar, and you're all but required to repeat them over and over and over. This isn't a bad thing though, as the game itself is incredibly fun, and although we have yet to hit endgame, the fact is, it is literally one of the only entertaining MMORPG in its MMORPG genre. Now this list is my own. If I've neglected to include certain MMORPGs, then it's likely because I don't believe they're good enough, or I just have yet to play them. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully if you're looking for an anime-inspired MMORPG, then this can assist in sating your desire for one. One of the oldest anime MMORPGs, Ragnarok Online is also one of the largest, most complete anime MMORPGs pretty much ever created. It has a ridiculously expansive set of classes and subclasses, some of the best sprite graphics in an MMO, and simultaneously has one of the largest worlds in an anime MMO ever. Although Ragnarok Online is much slower than the vast majority of MMORPGs made in this day and age, and it is at the same time significantly more difficult to get into and explore, the fact is that the game is still so complete. There's just so much to do in this game, so much to explore in this game, and so many classes and jobs to level. It can be difficult to get into though due to its age, as it was made in an age where you didn't really have your handheld and grinding was almost a must. Nevertheless, there have been MMOs pop up and try to take its place, yet none have. Not even its sequel, Ragnarok Online 2.